legends in the making, they fight. Kyle and Jacob will lead you tonight. So lay down your arms, there's no chance of victory. You punk-ass bitches, they're better than the rest of me. Yeah,
Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome.
Yes, everything that Jacob said. Hello.
Yes, everything that Kyle said. We're doing the
I
introducing
like
via
it. It's working. It's
Hi, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Kyle.
And we are better than
The Restiny.
How you doing today, Kyle?
I'm doing great.
How was your weekend?
It was good. It was busy, but it was good.
Why was it busy?
I had a late Thanksgiving with a family that just
That's
happened
a
on
thing?
Sunday. Well, yeah, like it was late because we weren't able to do it.
Well, yeah, not like obviously it's not Thanksgiving, but like people celebrate late Thanksgiving, just throw it in there in between the holidays.
Pretty much, yeah. We squeeze in some barbecue in between Thanksgiving and
Nice.
yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
It's not bad, just busy. What about you?
I watched a workshop on positive thinking and the brain science behind it, and watched football. Yeah, that was my weekend. It was good. It was super awesome. I'm super positive about
There we
it.
go.
It was fantastic.
Sounds like it's working.
Anyway, so what
This-
episode is this?
Episode 11.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've lost count at this point. They're just so good. They all just blend together as one masterful symphony.
Glorious epic.
Like something done by Beethoven or Bach or those other composers whose names are escaping me at the moment.
Yes, they're all that good. Last week falls completely into that category. An excellent episode. And we had an excellent guest. We had Austin. And we discussed the Wii U.
He was not a big fan of it.
No, he
that's kind of
hated it.
That's kind of the consensus that I got from it, was that he just was not a big supporter of it. I mean, like I know we did you especially. You just talked like a bunch
I had a
about
lot to say
the
about
good qualities about it, and you know
Mhm.
why it's kind of an undervalued console, and you know
He
he just will
hated
not
it.
have it. So, you know, that's his opinion. Obviously, we let our listeners form their own opinions. We're just here to talk about what we think. But you know, that was really harsh. I think he gave a really harsh critique of it. I think y'all should go back and listen. I mean, like he makes some points, but he's just very hard on it.
It's worth a listen. But this episode, it's another great episode. We do have another Living Better Than the Rest of Me with PJ. We're going to discuss the main topic, which is movies that we wish were games, or games that were
well,
movies.
okay,
But
so obviously, you know, like we're big fans of games, we're big fans
Right.
of movies. You know, I think the whole thing that we're fans of are entertainment, and kind of the lines are getting blurred between games and movies, and it's an interesting thing to talk about. And we're going to get into that here in a sec. That was just a little taste. We'll
just a teaser.
the crossover. What should we call the crossover? Memes.
Maybe
Hold on.
Movie and games.
Like video move films.
Video move films.
Video move films. There we go.
I don't
That's
hate
what-
it.
Video move game film things. Something. We'll figure it out in 10
Hopefully
minutes.
by the time we
Yeah.
get there. We do have another culture corner with Austin.
My favorite news segment, by the way.
It's kind of also the only new segment, but yeah, my favorite as well. Then we're going to discuss our back in
That's
the
the
day
joke.
Oh, I really wish that didn't have to be explained.
It's okay.
Back in the day replay. We're going to discuss and hopefully pick the first game we're going to adventure through time and play again, and hopefully
Definitely excited
stream,
about
and
that.
We got a lot we're going to talk about there. We do have another Uncle Jesse's Bitch Fest. We are going to be giving back to the Restiny, and of course, mostly because we have no choice.
We've got Baiting with Satan, which,
Yes, we do.
by the way, tonight and for the rest of the nights ever,
Mhm.
by the way, when you're saying your prayers, you should throw a couple of pittance of, you know, thankfulness towards Kyle and I, because you woke up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, allegedly. I don't know. We hadn't put out the podcast yet.
Oh, how morbid.
But you woke up this morning
Probably.
not in hell or covered in fire and brimstone. The rapture has not yet happened, and that is thanks to exclusively Kyle and myself and our deal and our pact that we made with Satan.
That you made.
That we made. Hey, it's in writing. Your
It
name's
is
on
in
your
writing,
name's
yeah.
on the contract too, there, bud.
Weird.
So yeah, my second favorite segment that I've done with Satan so far this month. So
There it is.
that's coming up.
And then we're just going to talk about what's to come, how we're going to finish out this year, as people, as podcasters, as your heroes. We're going to round out how to end
It
this
is.
year.
No, it's crazy. We're almost like 2014's almost gone. Like it feels like just yesterday we started this whole thing up, and it's been a couple of months. We've made it through a quarter of a year.
It's been a big quarter.
I think we're
The
gonna have
fourth quarter
to
of
we're gonna have to get
2014.
some financials done on it. See what our revenue has been so far this quarter. I think we've monetized it pretty horribly. Honestly,
I think we're in the red.
I think
think
just
it's
a bit, just
deeper
a skosh.
shade of red than most.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get. I think 2015 first quarter is gonna be a really big time for us. So we got a lot of
hope
stuff
so.
good to look forward to. But
Our stockholders hope so as well.
Yeah.
First, though, before we really dive in, we're going to put our best foot forward. We've got it.
always a good call, I think. And
yeah.
we're gonna. And you know what? Half of our listeners listen for it anyway, so we might as well just throw it out there so they can tune out the rest of the show. But no, for real, putting our best foot forward. Just forget what we
Don't listen to
said.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Here it
terrible
is,
advice.
your daily dose of Paul P.J. Hudson.
And now it is time for Paul B.J. Hudson's life hacks. Learn from him. Be better than everyone else.
Hello, and welcome to Living Better Than the Destiny. New game coming out, but you have to go into work? When you call in, lie on your back with your head hanging over the edge of the bed. You will sound congested. Back to you, Kyle and Jacob.
That sounds like really good advice.
You know what else works? If you're calling in, you turn the speakers on your computer really loud and start playing like police sirens and just say you're calling in from like the scene of an accident. That also works really well.
That one seems.
I don't know
little
so
bit
much
more
about Paul's though.
edgy.
I feel like we can't test it.
I
mean,
wish
like,
we could.
The thing is, like, I know that we do the podcast like exclusively from my bed.
That's right.
I just can't be bothered to move to try it.
No, I mean it's a really convenient location for one of us.
For both of us.
For one of us.
I've
yeah.
done nothing but be generous with rose petals. I have a bottle of rosé.
It is nice in
We're
here. I
listening
won't
to
argue
Kiss
that.
by a Rose by Seal
Notice the
in my
theme.
boudoir.
It's very romantic.
Anyway, all right, so let's get into the meat of the episode. We're talking about film, game, movie things. So, show of hands
Okay, this is going to work really well.
of everyone in the studio right now. How many people like video games? Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of hands. How many people like keep 'em up, keep 'em up, keep 'em up?
Oh.
If you like movies, keep 'em up. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so most people who like video games are fans of movies.
At least in our studio audience.
Right. And, whether it's movies or games or TVs or shows, it's all one big sort of form of entertainment. And the crazy thing is games have really become this like major power player in this sort of entertainment industry as of late. And you see a lot of times like the lines get really blurred
Absolutely.
between movies and games. And so, we're huge proponents of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think going forward, like you're seeing, video games having like movies based on video games. It's been a thing for a while now, but I think
There were few though. It was kind of just an every now and then thing. Now it's almost every video game has a movie, or every movie
I wouldn't say
might
almost
have
every. You're incorporating a lot of
all
things
of the
a lot of them
science
have a
fiction
lot
action.
of there are plenty of crossover in between the two,
lot.
which is cool because we actually let's go back to the beginning real quick. So video game movies, which I'm a fan of.
I am too.
Quick, right off the top, your favorite video game movie?
Favorite video game movie is honestly probably the Super Mario movie. I don't remember when it was done, but it was.
Really?
I loved that movie with the Koopas and the tiny little heads in the elevator. I
Oh
loved
my God.
that.
So you were a kid though.
yeah, oh yeah,
probably still
I was a
that.
child. That's probably why. If I watched it now, it probably doesn't hold up.
Mine
But-
is definitely Mortal Kombat.
oh,
the original
no,
one.
That's another good
So
one.
good.
Damn,
Anyway.
I loved that movie.
So I feel like for the longest time,
Mhm.
video game movies, much like I guess their now ideological predecessor, the comic or superhero movies. I mean, they were kind of a joke movie. They weren't like really taken seriously. Like, I mean, think about they were entertaining, but they were never like actually considered a good movie. Merit based on
Yeah,
the
there was never a
content, things like
plot that was like, wow, that was a really riveting story.
Right, but for some reason in the last, I don't know, decade or so, comic movies have evolved.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I think really the earliest I can think of was, the Nolan adaptations of the Batman, of Dark Knight. Like that whole series kind of a little bit pushed comic movies into this realm that they hadn't been before. They've kind of been, you feel it's filled with campy jokes
mostly.
and cheesy side
It's
effects
very
and
positive.
predictable plot lines and things like that. And now you kind of push these quote unquote immature or childistic or childistic, that's not a word, childish, these characters and these themes, and you push them into a more sort of adult setting, and you give them you flesh them out a little bit more. You breathe a little more life into them, and now it's great. Now you have they're a major player.
Oh yeah,
in the movie industry. I mean, they're some of the most popular, even some of the most highest grossing.
Oh, they're definitely the top. I mean, the highest grossing this summer was mostly comic.
Right,
movies.
because you have this, you have this kind of ubiquitous audience that's already a fan of the material. You just sort of have to incorporate it in a way that works on film and in a story. And games, let's be real. Game movies have not been the pinnacle of movie making over the course. I mean, okay, I break down game movies into two categories.
Let's hear them.
Okay. The first category is the movie was okay, but it kind of underachieved and missed a little bit.
Okay.
The second category are what I like to call the Uwe Boll-esque game movie monstrosities. These are just the absolute horrendous, horrible. They tried too hard to they didn't really transfer the themes and the action and everything about the game into the movie properly. They kind of just tried to cut and paste it, and it was horrible. Like Street Fighter, for example. Street Fighter came out.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter came out a year after Mortal Kombat, and it tried to capitalize on that, but it was so horrible.
Yeah.
You had this awkward Blanca, just like this hulking. Again, it doesn't work. And there are some. And again, I title it the Uwe Boll-esque monstrosities. For those of you who don't know,
it's very catchy.
Uwe Boll is a director, and he's famous for making horrible movies. But even more so, he's famous for making horrible video game movies, full-length feature film movies. His first foray into it, I believe, was House of the Dead. Do you remember that game? It was like the arcade light shooter. You'd have the gun, zombies and things like that. House of the Dead, horrible. He made Blood Rain. Do you remember that kind of short-lived series on PlayStation 2? Horrible movie, but he made Blood Rain, and then he made a couple of sequels after too. In fact, the last one that came out a few years ago, and it was Blood Rain: The Third Reich. So it was like Blood Rain got sent back in time because there were Nazi vampires or something.
Obviously,
it was horrible. And he made a Far Cry movie, which was just really bad. So that's the problem: is you have.
I bet he's made a shit ton of money.
Maybe.
Because someone's going to go watch that garbage.
Yeah, but I mean, you've had these movies, for example, a few more examples. Double Dragon.
My God, yes.
From the 90s. So we got Double Dragon. What else do we have? Doom. Although, to be fair, I kind of have a soft spot for The Rock and Carl Urban.
Of course you do.
So Doom was Max Payne.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, there have been movies that have kind of, definitely missed the mark. And there have been others, there are a few that I actually think were okay. Like the Silent Hill movie they made. That was all right.
It was okay.
It wasn't great, but that's the problem is you have a lot of these movies that are they could have been something, but they're sort of underperforming. But I think now, especially the direction that they've had with game development, there's a big credibility behind these games. There are games now that are put out that it's pretty much a movie, a cinematic experience that you control various aspects of it.
Choose your own adventure.
And those kind of games have really sort of set up this expectation now where it's wow, I wonder what this would be like as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I wonder exactly if they could incorporate this, I would so go watch that. And it's great. Games have really reached a point now where they have professional staffs for every aspect. I mean, you don't just have coders. You don't have people that design the models, people that design the gameplay and things like that. You have people that write the stories, people that craft this universe, this element that they're taking place in. And it really is, you have so many more engrossing titles. I mean, in the earlier days of gaming, there wasn't much story in a lot of the games. A lot of it was here's your objective, go.
Right.
A lot of it weighed on, tropes that were kind of, storytelling tropes, like good guy, bad guy, quest. Those type of things, where now you have a lot more complicated elements in video game storytelling. I mean, you have anti-heroes, you have, surprises that you wouldn't expect in any type of storytelling. I mean, you have a lot more human elements in there, and it's great.
It's yeah, I mean, like you said, it's spawned an entire genre of movies now, or it's caused you to think about them that I enjoy. not like the ones you listed at the beginning from
Right.
the 90s.
Even though you did like Super Mario Brothers,
which was probably on your list and you
fun-
left it off.
Well, no,
to hurt
fun
my
fact
feelings.
about Super Mario Brothers. So we'll get to it here in a second. We'll talk about some games that we think would work well as movies, or games that
I'm
even,
very excited about
or more
this.
selfishly, games that we just want to see
I've
as
gotta
movies.
see.
But Super Mario Brothers, that was Nintendo's first, only, and last foray into the game being translated into movies, because Nintendo really put all their eggs in that one basket. And since it was so horrible and so panned, that's why you're never going to see a Legend of Zelda, like a live action. And now, of course, I'm talking about live actions. Like, obviously, sometimes companies, and even like direct releases, like you saw this with Pokemon a lot, or a lot of these game franchises.
Right.
There was a Final Fantasy one that they made. I forget what it was called at the time, but they made like a CGI movie that they kind of had as like a standalone thing. So you'll see companies do that, but I'm talking about like live action movies that you would go out to a theater to see.
Yeah.
So Nintendo they've
Never.
86 that. Never.
Great.
You're not going to see it on film because of that.
I'd like to change my
that
favorite video game
monstrosity.
movie now.
So yeah, so you can forever hang your hat with that, Kyle. You
Son
can be
of
a part of
bitch,
that.
Yeah.
But no, like, I mean, I really think that we're kind of at a ripe phase with how well that comic movies have done and how well that, you know, that sort of subject matter has gotten over with the fans, that I think video games movies are going to be the next big thing. And you know what? I kind of feel like people agree with me on that, because you're seeing in the next couple of years, you have a lot of these like big titles that are kind of getting that treatment. I mean, I know that you're excited personally about the Warcraft movie that they've announced that's coming out in a couple of years.
Very.
So, I mean, they have like the Warcraft movie. Last of Us was another game that a lot of people really got hooked on the story. Apparently, they're making that into a movie. The Uncharted series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's going to be a movie. My personal favorite that they've been sort of teasing for a while, Metal Gear Solid, the Metal Gear Solid series. Kojima. I mean, those games are like a movie in and of themselves, but...
Slight fan.
Well, you say that, but the Metal Gear Solid 4, I think in total, if you play through that whole game, it was like an hour and a half of gameplay and 13 hours of cutscenes. I mean, it was pretty much just a movie anyway. But Angry Birds, they're making an Angry Birds movie.
Which is like, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go and see it in a theater. No, I'm just kidding.
They're making an Assassin's Creed movie.
I know. That
And
was
you know
when we
who
were
put
going
his
through
and
it.
you know who put his name with that one? Michael Fassbender is supposedly on board for that one. You have no idea who that is.
I definitely do. No one
Okay.
listening would have known that had you just gone on.
Anyway, so Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, of course.
So that'll be good. And
Mr.
then
Fassbender.
one that I'm actually personally really excited about because I loved this game back on PlayStation was Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, that game was supposed to be a beautiful game.
It was
I've never
really
played
cool.
It.
Yeah,
I'm terrible.
like it was very much ahead of its time in terms of like, you know, if that game never came out and it came out now, it would be so well received. So like, it would be
Really?
like a critically acclaimed game, but it came out in kind of a weird period. I mean, like it still received praise, but a lot of it was like after the fact, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I really think that there's a lot to be said about these blending of entertainment.
Mhm.
So, what exactly? Well, then we'll get to the meat of it.
This is what I'm really excited about.
What, knowing now that this kind of entertainment genre is picking up, Kyle, I'll let you have the honors of telling me what
Okay.
game. We'll start
game
with this
first.
game that you would like to see turned into a movie, and we'll even do the flip because you know what, a lot of games now are based on movies, albeit a lot of them are, or some of them kind of just are
kind of
trying
like
to
an
cash in on
advertisement,
it. Yeah, but there are some games that have come out for movies. My personal favorite, Warriors, the movie Warriors, a few years back, Rockstar put out a Warriors game. It was really great. I mean, like, obviously, you know, it was after the fact. It wasn't like an advertisement for the movie.
Right.
I know they came out with a Scarface game, you know, well after, obviously,
Yeah,
the movie
right.
came out. But just kind of an experience for people that, you know, if you have this sort of niche movie that you really like, that you would want, like, oh, if only I could be a part of this, like, world, or only they could transfer it into a living world. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Kyle.
So we're going games to movies.
Game that you want to see a movie.
Okay.
Movie you want to see a game.
Games I want to see a movie. We were talking about this before during our pre-show meeting.
I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have a pre-show.
We do. God of War, the God of War series. Because you told me I wasn't allowed to talk about World of Warcraft.
Well, no, it was so much that
It's
is already getting
happening.
it's already
No, I
getting
know.
realized. So it's not something, you know, we just kind of have to wait and see how that turns out.
I think the God of War story it's probably one of absolutely my favorite console story I've ever played through. It's beautiful to watch. You're actually really excited about the cutscenes. It's an awesome universe that they've created. Now it makes me nervous that they would also just ruin it, but I would love to see that game be a movie.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it'd be beautiful.
I think it would be awesome. All right.
Now you
you're
want
on
me
the
to
spot.
go?
Movie that you would love to see as a game.
Okay, this is kind of weird. It's not okay. So the answer is Alice in Wonderland. Now
That is kind of weird.
it is weird. I don't necessarily mean the story, but I think that the world, especially the Burton one, wasn't it Burton that just came out with the most recent one that was like really creepy?
The one with Johnny Depp, yeah.
Yes, of course. Oh, I'm sorry if I remember Johnny Depp was in it. I didn't know it was Burton. I love that world. It's so cool, and it would be an amazing 3D world, I think, to walk through. And I don't know what the story would be, but that is an environment I would love to see.
You would just have it as a sandbox game.
I mean, you could. It would be weird, but you could.
Interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm on board. Okay.
You asked me.
I have quite a few games that I would like to see movies.
Oh boy. Well, you told
And,
me one.
I told you one. No, I mean, like, we'll start with games that I think actually would have a fighting chance. I was a big fan of the Splinter Cell series, the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell. I think Sam Fisher would go over really well. I mean, the thing is, though, is that genre, he's pretty interplaceable, like, or interchangeable. God, I'm mixing words up all day. Replaceable, interchangeable. I mean, there's been so many spy or secret agent movies.
Right.
You could pretty much put him in any situation and they'd be interchangeable. So that probably would never happen. BioShock. I think that'd be an interesting story.
I agree with you completely on that one.
Guitar Hero.
Okay. Less on this one, but go
Which
on. I'd
you
like
would-
to hear how.
It would pretty much be a guy progressing with bands through different songs until he has a guitar battle with Satan. And then
Holy shit.
and then
okay,
after
you made
he,
it work.
Then after he beats Satan, he goes back and plays all the songs again, but on a harder difficulty.
Holy shit. I want to see it.
Yeah, there
You've
you go.
convinced me.
Grand Theft Auto. I know it's kind of all over the place, but like I'm a big fan of those type of stories, like just kind of like a ragtag group of criminals on like a spree, but they're kind of like the anti-heroes, you know?
Yeah, I think it would be entertaining. I think that you would have to, I mean, yeah, like you said, you'd have to rein it into some sort of story because you can do anything in that game.
Yeah.
And you could spend all day just blowing up.
And then are you ready for my coup de grace?
I would love to hear it.
All right. The game that I would most want to see turned into a movie above all else.
Mhm.
Tetris. Bear with me here, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to
so
have to bear with
it's
you.
Tetris, but we're going to get one of two people
Okay.
to direct it. It's going to be a toss-off between the two. The first person,
Hmm.
Quentin Tarantino.
Okay, yeah, sure. I can see him taking
Somehow
that
he'll
project.
spin it into like, some racially driven conflict and the Tetris pieces are out to get him, and it'll be a lot of like 70s soul music, in the background.
Sure.
Second option. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Top
I'm
Tarantino,
hoping.
Let's see.
I'm pitching it now. Tetris, make it happen. I would go see a Tetris movie just because I would like, what the hell
I think there'd be
is
a
it going to happen?
tremendous amount
And
of
the
people.
ad campaign for it would just be like, Tetris, the movie coming October. Wouldn't have any
You don't
reviews.
have
You
to
just be
tell
like,
anything.
you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, I want to see what's going on. So, okay, back on topic.
Right.
Second person to direct it. You
Sure.
ready?
Mhm.
Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
I don't know what would happen, but it'd be 3 hours long, and Hans Zimmer would do the soundtrack.
I mean, I'll take either option, I guess. I would probably see either, and I don't know what that says about either of us that we both would go see that.
I would go see.
3-hour movie.
I would go see. Yeah, they both be really long, but I would go see a Tetris movie made by Quentin Tarantino or made by Christopher Nolan. I think that would be awesome.
I would hope it would be, but that's intense.
All right, let's see. Movie into game. I hadn't actually done really much thought on this. Apollo 13.
Okay.
You would just be Jim Lovell, and you would have to like.
There'd be a problem.
Yeah, you would have to go, solve. Oh no, we gotta not die right now. All right, that was kind of a shot in the dark. The real movie that I would like to see in a game,
Sure.
Saw.
Oh my god.
But it would but it would be an RPG.
okay.
So you would like have to develop your serial killer from the ground up, and like it's
Oh.
like, oh, I want to go kidnap these people and put like the crazy like key in their eye and the snap jaw trap on their face. Oh, but I gotta go grind rep with this faction in order to get the spring for my snap jaw trap. So then you would have to like go out and
Okay, I like it.
do some horrible quests for them. Like you would have to just read a book, and it's like an actual time, so you'd just be in game reading. I don't know. Saw the movie as an RPG would be hilarious. I think that would work.
I think I'd rather see your movie than play your game.
I think so too. But anyway, I mean, there's quite a lineup of game movies coming on the way, and as more and more, God, so many games that I've played recently, you forget for a second that you're playing a game because the things that you're absorbed in, it's not so much. The Last of Us, for an example,
Right.
is one of those games that they didn't really reinvent the wheel. The gameplay in and of itself wasn't anything that you hadn't seen elsewhere. I mean, they didn't do anything revolutionary, but the story and the production on it was just so good that you got so wrapped up and you felt for the characters that it didn't even matter. You just played the game, and
See, I've heard that, and this
that's
makes me a
good, and
terrible
that's
person.
good. That's good game making, and that is one of the games that really kind of blurs the line between the two. And I like that. I hope that is a continuing trend in games and movie making. Like,
Well, there we go.
there we
have
go.
Jacob's wish that would continue, and I agree. I think
please make Tetris.
Oh.
Please make it happen.
if we're begging for anything, I don't know if that's what I would beg for, but it would be in the top 5, I guess.
Top 1,
Top 1,
not
just
even
the number
close.
1 spot.
Yeah.
It's an interesting topic. It's one that we actually requested some feedback from. We got minimal, and by minimal I mean 0. 0 people.
You got feedback from me.
I did get a lot from you. We actually spent a good amount of time. We probably spent more time discussing this episode than we will recording it before the meeting.
I doubt that.
The next thing we have.
That's your transition?
That is my transition.
You're just going to bitch about our listeners and then go straight into a
yeah.
culture corner?
Yeah. See, here's what you do, because I've always been told that if you bitch, you then reward right afterwards.
Ooh.
That way you kind of break even.
I believe that story is called negging.
Yeah.
It's a strategy used by pickup artists where you knock people down
Right.
and then immediately, you reward them and somehow and they're interested in it.
Okay. Then that's what I'm doing right now to you.
Is that what
The
you're
listener.
doing? Wait, you're negging?
No,
The listeners themselves. Anyway, so you guys got a taste of this last week.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping that he will grace us permanently as a permanent fixture of our segment community.
We would love nothing
because
more.
honestly, I don't think a day goes by where I don't learn something immensely culturally enlightening from this guy. So we've got him for you. Kyle's holding back the tears
No, I agree.
of joy.
Yeah.
We've got a culture corner with Austin Brown. Oh, yes. It is time for our favorite friend, the Duke of Wittenborough, the only 2-time recipient of the Nobel Cheese Prize for his work in Gouda refinement, the former governor of Alabama. Austin, don't call him Queen, Latifah Brown.
Hello again, and welcome to the Culture Corner with me, Austin Brown. Today we'll be talking about how to properly enjoy alcohol, and specifically beer. I'm a whiskey man myself, but I can enjoy a good brew every now and then. Many people pretend to know how to properly pour a beer into a glass, but I commonly receive a frothy, heady beer from said experts. It's simple, so pay attention. Number 1, hold the glass at 45 degrees. Also make sure to hold the beer like you're gripping for a handshake. Don't hold it like a bitch. Number 2, pour the beer so that the liquid hits the midpoint of the inner glass. Number 3, once the glass is half full, tilt the glass upright, just like you should be sitting in your chair, you freaking slouch. Straighten up. Number 4, finish pouring and leave yourself around 1/2 to 1.5 inches of head at the top. That's about it. You shouldn't have a drink that looks like a toddler made a Coke float. You mostly want beer with a tiny amount of head, or you can always just drink it from the bottle or keg without dirtying your glasses. But then you wouldn't get to try these cool steps. Now would you? I'm Austin Brown. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on the Culture Corner.
All right. I think we should really go ahead and put that to test.
This is
Put
one
it
that
in
I will
practice, Brent.
absolutely put to test.
So, Kyle, what do you have? Describe to our listeners our setup that we've got going on right here.
I am more than happy to. We have a delicious, I'm very excited. It's a Lucky Bastard table beer that we're going to be sharing. Yes, it is a mix. It's basically, here, I'm reading the thing.
Drinking and talking, kids, use it in moderation.
Yes, always in moderation. It is a dry hopped blend of Arrogant Bastard, which we love, Double Bastard, which we love, and Oaked Arrogant Bastard. Very fancy. I feel like that's the only type of beer you should really drink after, being in the Culture Corner.
Correct.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that way.
Yeah. For those of you, all right, I'm gonna give the play-by-play as Kyle tries to incorporate Austin's brewing beer pouring techniques. There he goes, capping it, uncapping it, I should say. He's wafting it below his nose, looking very pleased with himself, very pleased with this idea. A little put back by, tanking it on the glass as he pours. Oh, and it's absolutely flawless form as the beer is cascading down the side of the glass, eking its way up to the top with a very minimal head. As it approaches, my God, has a beer never been poured any more perfectly than that? So now he will attempt to do it a second time, only more perfectly. As he tinks it against the glass, the beer is flowing down the side, filling up it. Oh, he might just get there. He might just get there. Do you believe in miracles? Oh, my God, a second perfect pour in one sitting. My God, Kyle, you are one impressive specimen.
I've done it.
Cheers to you, brother. Cultured. Oh, that's very good.
I'm tasting notes of coriander. No, that's a joke for like 4 people.
Yeah.
No, it's excellent.
We do
It
like
really
to
is.
pride ourselves here. Fun fact for those of you who aren't our friends, or Kyle's mom, who still listens, by the way. Hey, Kyle's mom, thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
She's a huge fan.
We like to consider ourselves not beer snobs, but
No.
beer patrons to the extreme, or to the max.
Yeah, I like a lot of variety, and there's a lot of good beer out there now.
So, as a little impromptu segmente for you guys, we're
here
going to
we go.
give you, Kyle and Jacobs, we're going to go top 4, since it's 2 of us each,
Yeah.
our seasonal beer choices for the remainder of the year for you guys. So I'm going to let you kick it off with one, Kyle, and then I'll follow it up.
Remainder of the year. Okay, so this might not, and this might just be a me thing, but the Arrogant Bastard, or the Double Bastard, or the Oaked Bastard is really one of my favorite beers, and it's such a hoppy beer that I do feel like it warms me up when I drink it. So if I had to pick just one of them, it'd be Arrogant Bastard. That would be one of my holiday suggestions. Definitely give it a shot if you haven't.
What a homer.
I know, right? I'm just a huge Stone Brewery fan.
Okay, so this isn't necessarily a seasonal beer. I just feel like it's best sampled in cold weather. I'm a big stout guy, and one that I've had that I really enjoy is the Left Hand Milk Stout.
Oh, my wife loves that.
It's
Yeah.
very good.
It
What
really
are you
is.
trying to say?
No, I know. I said it, and I was like, no, but she likes good beer. She likes good beer.
Loves that, Jacob. You know what else my wife
You guys should
loves?
go dress shopping.
Fucking me. Oh, God, Kyle, come on.
I would never say she loves it, but
Anyway, so Left Hand Milk Stout. It's good. It's a darker beer. Best enjoyed in wintertime.
yeah, I can buy that. My second beer for the rest of the year. See, I feel like I'm not good at seasonal. I pick a couple of beers that I like and I stick with them. Have you ever had Maharaja?
I have not.
Maharaja, it's from Avery Brewing Co. It is fantastic. It's I wish I could remember off the top of my head. I feel like it's an unfiltered wheat of some. It's a very, very high octane beer.
Sounds like super snooty.
It's very snooty, and it's got a very interesting label on it. I know, I feel like an asshole when I'm like, oh, you should try the Maharaja. It is a delicious beer. Notes of coriander. That's the only joke I've
That's
got.
the only fucking like
What is a fuck?
little.
How do you taste
little,
a note?
Little bit of spice that you like know the word for.
Coriander,
Fun
which
fact,
I couldn't pick out of the
Coriander is just cilantro.
lineup. Holy shit, are you serious?
Yeah, coriander is cilantro.
And we have fucking coriander growing in my backyard. I could have been making that joke on the reg.
Brewing it.
What's your second?
Oh, my second. I'm gonna go with that actual seasonal, and I'm gonna go with the Breckenridge Christmas Ale. Shout out to Breckenridge Brewing Company.
Mhm.
You guys are doing good stuff out there in old Colorado. But yeah, the Christmas ale is really good. It's a darker ale. It's very like not woody. Woody isn't the right word for it, and hoppy isn't the right word for it. It just is very coriander-y.
Coriander.
No, it's good. The Christmas ale, I thoroughly enjoy it. Again, I like darker beers this time of the year. A little bit colder weather, getting dark a little bit earlier outside.
Just want
Get
to
open that-
snuggle up to a
Yeah,
left-handed
get open
milk
that dark.
stout.
Get open, a beer that you can't really see through all that well, and just
Mhm.
down it. So
So that's just a little bonus culture for you.
yeah, goddamn right. So thank you again, Austin.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So what do we have now, Kyle?
We
with
have a
this
lot
seamless
left. I know. We
transition?
are so good at this.
So
we
we
need just
pitched
a
it.
noise
I
to
think we
hit.
pitched it last week. The back in the day replays.
We did.
And the general idea was we have between our group of friends, we have a pretty well seasoned past of gaming. And the problem is a lot of times when we play these games, there are only a few staples that you will continue to play to this day,
Right.
which obviously sets them apart from others. But there are plenty of games back in the day
Hello.
that I know I enjoyed and I would love to get to play through again. And what better way to like incorporate that into my own life than by, doing it for the podcast.
Absolutely.
Incorporating you guys and having, those fun segments. So we're doing back in the day replays where we pretty much quantum leap.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Time travel.
There's
I loved that
There's
show.
an 80s reference for all you guys. We're going to be the Scott Bakulas of your gaming world. We're going to quantum leap back into our past selves and bring to you our choices, our loves of the past. And I think we have something interesting in store. Why don't you talk about our back in the day replay kickoff that we're going to do before we kind of get into the meat and bones of how this is going to work?
No, absolutely. And we had talked about, tweeting us, giving us some suggestions. We've been discussing it. It's actually been a pretty hot topic amongst all of our friends, trying to figure out some of the games that we would like to do and we'd like to play. So we decided that the best way to launch this new segment or thing that we're going to be doing as the podcast is to have a big group back in the day replay. We're going to get together, the whole bunch, anyone that can come. We're going to play all the games. We're going to get drunk and rowdy. We're going to bust out the Sega Genesis. We're going to get the 64 out. We're going to basically go back, and we're going to play such chart toppers as Mortal Kombat.
I think Mortal Kombat's a good choice.
I love Mortal Kombat.
Fighting games, always good to play with friends.
Racing games would be good.
Games, always good to play with friends. We could get some. We could get a few others in there.
Oh, absolutely.
We could get like a Diddy Kong Racing or something.
Oh, I love that.
I know everyone's thinking like Diddy Kong Racing. What were you, a poor kid growing up? Yes, I was.
Yes,
but
yes,
Diddy
I
Kong
was as
Racing,
well.
Listen, Diddy Kong Racing is known as the poor man's Mario Kart.
And I fucking loved it more. I liked it more.
Crash Bandicoot
I never
Corpse is like the poor man's Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, I didn't talk to people that played that game. Diddy Kong or bust.
Maybe we'll play some Diddy Kong Racing or some GoldenEye. We'll save the chart toppers for this big kickoff party, and then hopefully starting in the new year we're gonna bring some YouTube content, some Twitch streaming opportunities. We're gonna have an entire segment pretty much lined up for back in the day replays, and I know being excited as I am about this, I kind of have my own list of 4 or 5 that I'm really ready to dive into and talk shit about how horrible the graphics were, all this stuff. And God, why did I like this game back in the day? It was horrible, but I think it'll be fun. The nostalgia factor of it.
No, I agree, and I think that we're going to do it a couple of different ways. I hope that we can do the bash, that we have everybody together. I hope we can do that periodically. I can't imagine that we can do that every weekend or anything like that.
That might be a special occasion type thing.
Yeah.
That might be a kickoff and then maybe, a few more times. But
I think it'd be fun. But primarily, I think that the way we're going to get to do this and the way we're going to probably have to do this is the group. They're going to go and they're going to play a game. They're going to record it. We're going to put something together, and it might be a solo review. There might be some, if they're multiplayer, where you've got to have the two of us review it.
Yeah.
It'll be a good mix of different, I think, styles for reviews.
All right, Kyle. You're obviously not exempt from this.
For what?
For being a part of the solo plays.
I refuse to.
Because God knows you are the master of solo play.
Oh!
Masturbation joke.
We made it, almost 38 minutes before a masturbation joke.
If you like masturbation jokes, why don't you just text us at 972?
Oh!
There we go.
And there's my phone, so we're good.
39
We're
minutes.
checking
We're just
boxes.
Hitting all of the little references this episode. But no, I'm really excited about the solo ones. I have a very long list.
Yeah, what do you got? I want to see it.
I was just starting with some classics that I'm I can vouch for their credibility because I played them between, the original time and now. Like Metal Gear Solid, the original game, Chrono Trigger.
Right.
Vagrant Story.
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I'm just making sure you don't judge me. Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Oh, no. No judgment here. I loved that game. Wasn't that the one that had the gun that you could have, would go into the brain and squirt the brain out of the skull of the dinosaur?
Dude, Turok Dinosaur Hunter was the shit.
Yeah. So no judgment.
I think the one I'm most excited about, which I know you have a Genesis, so maybe I'll have to get my hands on this game. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Shit, I don't think I have that one.
No, I can get my hands on it.
Yeah, because I got the Genesis, you get the game.
Yeah, that's how it'll work. So that's kind of
loving
the short of the large, Parappa the Rappa. So into that. Star Fox.
Oh, Star Fox for sure. Star Fox would be a good one for multi, I think.
It would be a really good one for multi. Metal Slug X.
Not sure what that
one mean
is.
Anything to you? Siphon Filter?
No, I never played it. I know.
Rogue Squadron.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was amazing.
Resident Evil 2.
I never got into the Resident Evil games.
What?
I know.
Oh, you're crazy, man. They're the shit.
They're scary.
Kyle.
Hey, I didn't judge you. Don't judge me.
Anyway,
I have to sleep at night.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
I never got to play that game. No, that was
Well,
not
you know
my
what?
choice.
Here's the deal.
Uh-oh.
You know, as sad as I am the fact that you never got to play these,
All right.
here was our fucking golden ticket to Willy Wonka's, rape factory or whatever it is he made
I don't
there.
think
It
that's what it
certainly
is.
was not candy because there was a lot of extra bullshit there.
Did seem
Here's your
extravagant.
golden fucking ticket to getting to experience these games as your first run. I mean, nothing
That's
is
fantastic.
it's unblemished. It's like your virgin, experience with them, and I'm excited for that.
To hear that you're excited about a virgin voyage I'm
Yeah,
having.
so
makes me
that's
happy.
definitely, I'm excited about getting that out, and we're gonna be pushing those out pretty soon. We're gonna get together and do the live thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do that as soon as we can. Busy time of year.
Probably not between now and next week, but we'll probably have a for sure date ironed out, and we'll be excited about that given to you guys next week.
Yeah, and I hope the goal would be for the big bash to get that out before the end of the year. That way we can start in January with our weekly or however often we're going to be able to do it, solo play and whatnot.
Yeah. So that's great. We'll be looking forward to that.
I'm very excited about that.
But
actually.
you know what I'm looking forward to?
What is that?
Or you know what I say I shouldn't be looking forward to? A couple episodes back, when we first decided to switch our recording format to weeknights, I exclaimed that it would be the first and only time it ever happened.
Right.
Since then, 3 weeks have subsequently, or 2 weeks,
We
or
have
1
done
week,
it
I don't know.
every week
2
since
weeks
then.
have subsequently been done. And I am pissed the fuck off about that. But you know what? Letting you know how pissed off I am,
Right.
it's very therapeutic.
It does feel good.
Very therapeutic. So here's your daily dose of therapeutic ways
To bitch.
with bitching with Uncle Jesse. Bye.
Yo, what up, biatch? This is Uncle Jesse's Bitch Fest. So listen up. Bitch!
Hey guys, I am pissed the fuck off. Ashran in World of Warcraft. I've been PvPing in World of Warcraft. I've been doing Ashran, and it is an abject failure. It sucks balls. Sitting on one side of a bridge for 6 fucking hours, not moving, is not fun PvP. Half the fucking NPCs don't work, and if you happen to be on the wrong side of population imbalance, even if you happen to win a round, you get no fucking rewards for defending anything, making it a complete waste of time. And the worst fucking part, I'm forced to do it for my conquest cap. I have no choice in the matter. I have to go out there and fucking shoot shit for 4 hours and hope we get any fucking thing done just to come up 100 points short on my Ashran cap every week. I'm pissed the fuck off. Back to you, jackasses.
He definitely has an opinion on that.
Well, for those of you who don't play the game World of Warcraft, that might have just sounded like Jesse was bitching in Korean to you, but Ashran, what he's talking about, it's an open world PvP zone that was
Right.
recently implemented in the new expansion, and it is kind of all over the place.
an abject failure. I heard that.
I like,
I think
what?
you taught him a
Those
word.
might be my favorite 2 words
Abject
used
failure.
together as a critique. Not just in general. I think my favorite
Right.
2 words used together would be like free sex. Or like
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
or like yearning asses. That might be a good one too.
Yeah, they're both a
But
great
abject
combination.
failure. So thank you again, Jesse, for
Yeah.
bitching. We're glad that. Side note: we're glad that the war
I don't know what happened.
of segmenters is over. I think for the sake of stopping the bitching at us, I think Jesse won the war. Honestly,
Because Paul will yell at us less if we say
yeah.
Paul lost.
yeah. So congratulations to Jesse on his victory over Paul.
I think
and,
that what it was, there was a very tense dinner we all had, and we worked it out. It ended in a lot of hugs,
I
a
think-
lot of tears.
I think Satan really sort of gave him the 1-2 as to what the priorities there were. But anyway, we'll get to that later. So this week on Giving Back to the Restiny, starring Kyle, don't call him Queen Latifah Kennedy.
I do love that line. Yeah, but don't call me Queen Latifah. Giving back to the Destiny, we have a tweet.
Whoa.
Oh.
We do have okay, because
You
I'm
were just
opening
about
my
to ask.
I'm opening
No,
my
no.
personal beep boop beep beep Twitter right now.
No need.
Opening my Apple One to
It's impressive. That
putting
you
in my
hauled that all
floppy
over
disk
here.
of AOL
Shouldn't
to
be
load
necessary. Oh, I guess for AOL it would
up.
be.
Yeah, okay.
No need for that. So feel free to shut that thing down. We do have a tweet, and it is from our good friend Paul Thunin at PFoons.
Paul
This guy
Thuney.
is willing to participate every week.
And we appreciate that, Paul. And every week, the size of your dick just grows even more
It's like exponentially.
immense. Absolutely. So, hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate you still listening, obviously, first and foremost.
Right.
And secondly, we also appreciate your shout-outs. We really do. It gives Kyle, like, a emotional boner.
It's
as I like to call them,
throbbing.
emotioners.
Emoner. My emoner is through the
It's
roof.
giving him a huge emoner in, like, self-satisfaction right now. So.
But he also sent us a question. He said...
Wait.
Wait,
Isn't
what?
this the guy that sent us a question last week?
Yeah. He's willing to participate. This is a good one.
I like it. Let's go.
Yeah, we go. If you were to fly around the world, would you fill up A, your pants, or B, your shirt with helium?
Okay. Okay, I'm glad you had that little... my mind was going places there.
And he also promises that he'll have a question for us every week. So he's very
Is he
committed.
trying to like shoehorn himself?
I told him.
into a segment?
I go. You're going to have your own segment eventually.
Q&A with P Money. All right. Well,
If you had to fly around the world, shirt or pants?
neither.
Okay. Well, there was no C. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So wait, filling up
Neither.
with so let's see positives. I feel like neither would be very effective.
They would both be a pretty awful choice.
I don't think that's enough helium to really propel myself around the world.
Unless you wore a very big shirt
Or
and
I
a
had
very
Jinkos.
big pair of pants. Yes, like Jinkos.
Oh God! Just for I'm saying pants, just for the opportunity to bust out the Jinkos from
Right?
middle school. Those pants were the shit. I could fit
never
a whole.
owned a pair.
I could fit a whole goddamn textbook in my back pocket, and I did that once when I was in middle
because
school.
you could.
Let's think. Middle school for Jacob, circa 2001. Never forget 9/11. Anyway,
Oh my God.
so middle school for Jacob was pretty much my highlight was Jinko pants
Okay.
and Heelys, those shoes that had
Oh
the
my
removable
God, you had a
heel
better
wheels.
middle school than me.
Dude, in my middle school, so nobody had those. So it wasn't until like well after I got bored of the Heelys that they banned them for school. So I would just be heeling down the classroom in my Jinkos with my freaking book in my back pocket.
Yeah, you had a way better experience.
Needless to say, the females in my classes, they may have not understood the feelings that they had, but
They were overcome with emotion, and it was startling or
But-
scary.
but I like to call that time period for all of them
Mhm.
the moistening. So
Right. I
definitely,
mean, it makes sense.
so for me, it would definitely be pants, and it would definitely be for the fact that I could wear Jinkos.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go pants too, just because I feel like it would be really uncomfortable. to
God,
have
you're
your
such
shirt
a
inflated.
fucking homer.
Well,
Whatever,
shirt.
whatever Jacob says.
Jacob, what'd you say? Pants,
Whatever,
pants?
whatever Jacob says. I'll
What do we
just do
think?
that one.
Yeah, no pants. I'm going pants.
You know what else would kind of work though?
Hmm.
The like parachute pants, like via
The
MC Hammer.
70s. Oh,
Hammer pants, dude.
Hammer pants.
Those would
were their
be like
own
really
thing.
good for it too.
They
With,
would
like,
probably be
with,
some
like,
of
the
your
super.
best bets.
No, you wouldn't even have to like tie them, especially because they had the super tight cuff with
Yeah.
like the. You know what else? The like Nazi general pants you always see in like the old movies. They had the weird like rounded hip things. What the fuck is up with that? Listen, all
It
right,
made them look
real quick,
broader and more scary.
Side note, like, oh mein Führer, his legs they are so wide.
He's got childbirthing heaps.
His legs they are so wide. It is the Aryan pride, mein Führer. No,
My
For real.
theater.
if there are any historians that listen, or people who are just avid Googlers, and I'm too lazy to do it right now,
Mhm.
why the fuck were there like officers' pants like that? Get back to me. Was it just did it have historical context? Was it just an aesthetic thing?
They were
'Cause
trying
honest to
to start
God-
a trend.
Because honest to God, it was not aesthetic. Like, it was fucking stupid.
It was
Like the
displeasing to
knee-high
see.
boots. The knee-high boots. I get that. They're all like pseudo dominatrix at heart. I mean, it's Germany. Come on.
Right.
We've all seen. Never mind.
Their work.
But yeah, so it's for sure pants for me. I think that's definitely the way to go. So thank you again for your question. We appreciate it.
And if we have to segue from Hitler, I feel like this is probably the best segment to segue from Hitler to.
Why do you say that?
I just imagine.
Oh, I got it. Because you think Hitler's in hell with Satan. You
I
think
feel like they're probably buddies. You disagree?
No, I
You
talked.
put
I
Gandhi
talked to
there.
Satan. No, I talked to Satan. He says Hitler is like super clingy. Like no, like he got down there and it was like
Yeah.
cool. They like kind of like the same things, like
Right.
all that stuff. But then Hitler didn't really make a whole lot of other friends, so he just like
Oh.
he would not give Satan his like own personal space and stuff.
That'll
And
never work.
it's just
Not
really-
long term.
No, it was just really awkward. So what we're getting at, the long and short, a few weeks back, I guess we still need to. It's still pretty
I think
recent
it-
that
yeah,
we're going to
you should
explain it to
definitely explain
our our faithful listeners, or, whatever, maybe you woke up this morning and you felt compelled by the Dark Lord channeling energy into you that you had to listen to this podcast. Well, there's a reason for that. You see, a few weeks back, Kyle and I sold our... Kyle and our
just
souls
about to require
to Satan
that.
for his unholy, evil powers of podcast popularity. And so he imbues us and our words and our vocals through the mic into your ears with the power of compelling you to listen, and that power spreads, and we get more listeners. The trade-off is obviously he has our souls, so...
That's kind of a big one.
Whatever. He asks us each week to debate a topic in order to appease him.
Mm-hmm.
And the consequence, if we don't appease him, might be the rapture.
It's a big one.
No big deal, right?
Mm.
I mean, I think we're up to the task. I think we're.
I mean, who's ready? Are you ready?
Honestly, out of any two people in the entire population of the world, I think we're pretty well equipped to handle this type
I think we've got
of
it.
responsibility.
Yeah.
So
we're very responsible adults. We have a podcast, Jacob. We have a podcast.
That is true. So
we've got our shit in line.
We've dubbed our new segment, or I say new, this is the 3rd episode, so it's still pretty new. We've dubbed our segment Baitin' with Satan. And let's hear what the Dark Lord has for us this week.
Oh, hello. What's up, everybody? Satan Piccadilly Devilstein here, wishing you all a very merry go fuck yourself. God, I hate the holiday season. It's too fucking cold, Christmas music sucks, and all of the damned want time off with their fucking families. I mean, I'm not running a goddamn Salvation Army down here, for fuck's sake. Jesus. Anyway, what's this I hear about softballs? Really? Softballs? Do you think that I, the Dark Lord, the Father of Lies, La Golandrina de Asnos, you think I'm going easy? Alright then, cockmonkeys. How about this one? Where do you two stand in regards to the whole Ferguson, Missouri situation? Go for it. I'm just fucking with you. I ain't touching that one. Here's your actual topic, shit zippers. And because I'm hungry, it's a good. What is the best fast food burger and why? Satan out. Bye.
Oh God, it's always a pleasure to have the Dark Lord on.
Is it?
I don't know about that. I was kind of sweating bullets there when he went into the Ferguson stuff. Let's be real.
Oh my God, yeah, I don't want to touch it either.
I would have felt like an asshole because I was definitely calling him out the last couple weeks with these softballs.
Then he
lobs
shit at us.
and then he fucking underhands like an adult slow pitch 50-year-old grandma softball right at us. So, for those of you not privileged to live in the greatest state in the entire union,
Texas,
you're probably unaware. So we're gonna have to do 2 different segments of this.
Okay.
We're going to have to do, including the restaurants that we've sampled that are Texas exclusive,
Okay.
and also, I guess, including just more synonymous chains that are, I guess, a little bit more nationwide.
I'm gonna have to force myself to care about the other 49 states.
I know it's tough.
All right,
but
I'll try.
Yeehaw. So for those of you who have never visited Texas or have lived in here for a period of time, come on down.
You should.
The water's fine. It's
Mhm.
warm. You can hit us up at 972.
Oh no, there's no need for that though. Yeah,
find us. But I think my personal opinion on the matter is I am a huge proponent of the Whataburger.
Oh, absolutely.
Whataburger is a Texan staple.
It's the best.
It is a phenomenal burger. I mean, like, granted, okay, I say phenomenal burger. If we're including, like, everywhere, like, I've had burgers that are much better than Whataburger.
Yeah.
But the thing is it's cheap, it's accessible, you can get it at any time of the day because they're open 24 hours.
Yeah.
I can fucking just roll out of bed at like 3 in the morning like, God, I want some fucking Whataburger.
Yeah, I've been to Whataburger at that time.
Go
of day.
drive, get it, and it's great. So Whataburger would really be my number one.
It has to be number one.
But I'm going to go ahead and just wipe that off the table. We're not allowed to say Whataburger.
Okay.
I hope Satan doesn't. Sorry. If that's what brings about the rapture, like, sorry, but I have a conscience. I can't just name
Right.
Whataburger because I'm sure most of our listeners have no idea what I'm talking about.
Especially the Australians. Yeah, they've
That's
never
true.
heard of a Whataburger.
That's true.
Google it.
Okay, so out of the rest of our choices,
Right.
where are you staking your claim, Kyle?
Okay, so that's it's a toss-up. Because if you're going nationwide, you're looking at things like Jack in the Box or Wendy's.
Yeah, I
or
mean, like,
McDonald's,
granted,
Burger King.
I'm sure there are plenty of states that have their own Whataburgers,
Right.
in a sense that they have their own locally fast food places that are good, but obviously we can't comment on that. We've never had it. So we're just going to go with the big daddies.
I'm going to go... I'm very torn between Burger King. I really like Burger King. I always have. I'm going to go Burger King. Burger King.
Why is that?
You're
going to have to give a little bit more detail than that
I don't
to
get to just
appease
pick.
the dark fucking Lord.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Well, no, I like, regardless of why they have the little grill marks on it, it makes me feel like it was actually grilled.
Yeah, those are not real.
They're dye, but they put the little dyed grill on it. They spray some smoked flavoring all over it, some liquid smoke, and they nuke it for just the right amount of time. It's the perfect drive-through burger, unless there's a Whataburger within 100
so
miles.
what's your favorite variation of the Whopper?
Whopper, see, and I'm a bacon cheeseburger person, so I would just get it with bacon and cheese, and this is embarrassing, but only bacon and cheese. I'm a child.
That is kind of so then it's kind of like a double stack or
Yeah,
whatever.
I love the double stack.
The big stack or whatever the hell they call it at Burger King.
So yeah, I guess Burger King would be my nation/worldwide selection because they have that all over the world. I don't know if you know that, but
No, that's fair. Let me think. McDonald's sucks.
they're awful.
McDonald's is purely on name alone. It is like the Little Wayne of burgers. There's
I'm
no
gonna have
substance
to disagree
there.
with you on this one.
It's
You knew
purely-
I would.
It's like the soccer of burgers. It's like whatever Kyle likes that I'm critical of burgers.
Of shitty burgers.
Burger King is all right, but let me pose this question to you right this moment.
Okay.
Have you enjoyed a delectable Wendy's hamburger?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was the other one. That was what I was torn between: Burger King and Wendy's.
All right, well, I'm going to move you over to the Wendy's side.
Swing
real
me.
quick. For one thing, Wendy's, unlike the other restaurants, they don't fucking conform to you round fascists. They forge ahead with their own fucking plans,
Right.
and they have square fucking patties for their meat. And you know what? You know what that equates to? Per patty, you're getting more surface area of meat. Think about it. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Because all those cheap bastards, they take a
Right.
square patty and they're cutting them corners to make it nice and fucking round.
A literal
So that
cutting corners reference.
so that you can fucking fill their pocketbooks with that sweet fast food dollar menu change. I'm onto it. Wendy's, they've got a sack. They have a spine.
Well, there's that, and
They
also
stand
the
up to the
cheese fits
establishment.
perfectly on the square patty. It's the perfect amount of meat and
Exactly.
cheese
You
in
get
every
a
bite.
full melt. So
Okay. I am
I-
super easy to sway.
I know you are, but I think for the well-being, and all right, some runner-ups, Hardee's and Carl's Jr. Surprisingly enough, not terrible.
I've been to Carl's Jr. I've had it. It was good, but
It's not
I
terrible.
didn't know if it was as wide.
Nothing necessarily to
known.
write home about.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't if I'm driving and I'm really hungry in like a place that I'm unfamiliar with, and I see a Carl's Jr. I'm gonna pull over.
Yeah. There's one right by my mom's. I've had it before.
Jack in the Box.
Convenient. It's open 24.
The
A lot
thing
of
about
places.
Jack in the Box is they have like two variations. They have their normal hamburgers, which are fucking terrible,
Mm.
and then they have their like sirloin burger things, which are fucking delicious.
Yeah.
The problem is that there's like you gotta have to average it out. That's why I can't put the sirloin thing necessarily in the top. I gotta average it out for Jack in the Box. Although I do have a soft spot for a sourdough Jack. I will give them.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought that's where you were going. They have a whole different bread scenario. They also had ciabatta burgers for a while. Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
They're big on the bread game. Apparently, I
So-
think they had a pretzel burger too for a while.
that's true. A lot of pretzel bread.
I love it.
I'm not into that. So many places.
What?
I'm not into that. So many
Oh, it's my
places are
favorite.
trying to like make pretzel bread and ciabatta buns happen.
It's gonna.
I bleed red, white, and fucking blue. And when I die, it's going to be because I ate too many goddamn fucking white, horrible buns that
Bleached
are just mass
white.
produced and just awful. Yeah, that's going to be cause of it.
That'd be an interesting way to
Here's the point of contention that I normally find when talking about burgers.
go. Okay.
Where do you stand on In-N-Out Burger?
Okay, and you know what? I almost brought that up too. California made it seem like it was going to be this huge thing and it was going to change the world when it came to Dallas.
Yeah, what Kyle's talking about is, we for the longest time we didn't have In-N-Out Burger. What, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years
3
ago,
or
something.
4
Something
tops,
very
yeah.
recently is when we started having In-N-Outs pop up.
And there were these ridiculous lines. Like, you could honestly wait in line for like 3 hours for a fast food burger. No, thank you. I never did that. I went like 4 months, 6 months after it opened, walked right in, was not amazed. I wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't. I would never stand in line for 3 hours for a fast food burger.
I mean, the thing about In-N-Out, though, is they're very, it's a very basic establishment. Like, they do burgers and fries. There's not a whole lot of variation there, whereas the other, most other places, they branch out into different chicken varieties and different
chicken sandwich or
other things.
salads.
So, like, I will commend In-N-Out for sticking to their guns and having the sack.
That's
to
true.
Just sort of do that.
That's a good point. They're strictly burgers.
I don't know what all the fuss is about.
Don't see it.
So, with that being said, obviously Whataburger's out of the question, or that would be the number one. You said Burger King. I said Wendy's. What is your vote going to be?
We have to agree. So since Wendy's was my second, like the one I was debating between, I say we go Wendy's.
But Burger Queen. Ooh,
Queen Latifah.
I forgot about Dairy Queen too. I know they're
They're
kind of more of a
okay.
chicken strip thing.
Yeah, I like their
right.
steak.
So
fingers
Burger
or
King
whatever.
is my second.
See?
I think we just need to. All right. So whenever Kyle and I always have a problem that needs to be solved, and God knows that this one has some epic repercussions. I think we need to go with the most logical way possible. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
okay, ready?
All right. So 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
All right. If you win, it's Burger King. If I win, it's Wendy's. Cross our fingers. Hope for no rapture. Okay.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, shoot. All right.
Damn it! You won.
So I threw scissors every time. You throw paper every time.
I do.
What the fuck is your deal? So I threw scissors, Kyle threw paper. We're going with Wendy's.
Yep.
Fading the rapture. Suck a dick, Satan. It's
boy.
Wendy's.
It's
Thank you
Wendy's.
for the question, though.
It was a great question.
It was a good question.
I'm not sure how to feel about the fact that Satan manages to put together a question for us every week. And we don't get a whole lot of questions via Twitter. So I'm going to take this opportunity.
Listen, if there's one, say what you will about Satan. That guy is motivated.
He really is. He puts a lot of work into that segment. He
is.
picks a different song
I'm
every
just
week.
saying in general, that guy is motivated to do. He's motivated to enforce his
He's a
will wherever
go-getter.
possible. Yeah.
But no, this is the moment where I again tell you our Twitter at the Restiny.
That's it. That's it for this week. It's been a good show.
It has
It's
been.
been kind of jam packed.
No kidding.
I like it.
Yeah, it was a good. We're over an hour again. Is it bad that like my mom and my wife are both like, "Oh, I love the podcast," but just make it like shorter? I'm like, no, that means you don't love it. That means you'd prefer it be less talk. It's rude. It's hurtful.
It's so weird that your wife wants one thing on the podcast and another in the bedroom.
Oh,
baby, zingers like flies just
They're
around
everywhere.
your corpse as you're getting beaten down.
So Twitter, you can reach us, as in us, the podcast or the group, at the Restiny. At the Restiny. You can reach me personally at Kyle is Kyle.
Oh, and due to my hosts
Uh-oh.
badgerings and pseudo blackmail,
Uh-huh.
you can now find me on fucking Twitter.
What?
Literally got it right before the show,
Yes,
so I'm
he
going to have
did.
to sort of populate it. But you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com. I don't know how this works. Twitter.com
Just give your handle.
/
No.
drum roll. Oh, God, don't hit the equipment.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's working at all.
Your Pal Rabbit.
There it is.
Digging real deep for that name. So, yeah, you can
Got
find me on
him
Twitter
to
now. Your
get a
Pal
Twitter.
Rabbit.
So tweet at us. Definitely tweet at the Wrestling. We've had a lot of actually good conversation. We've reached out to a couple of streamers for some info, and they were kind enough to get back to us as far as hardware that we might need. Check that. Twitch has a lot coming its way. If you were lucky enough to watch Ryan, the guy that did our sound last week.
Which you weren't. I think he had a concurrent 2 viewers, one of which was him, one of which was me, or something like that.
Something super impressive. But he played some Shadows of Mordor and some, I think GTA is what he was playing.
If you're listening to this in the morning on Wednesday, I'll be playing some Smite later, and maybe some Game of Thrones. It just came out. The
What?
company that did like the Walking Dead Telltale Games,
Yeah.
the company that does like the episodic stuff, they did a Game of Thrones. So I'm gonna play through it and see how.
Damn,
far I like
yeah,
it,
that
so.
would be fantastic. I might have to watch you play that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So check me out. I try to stream. Full confession. Last week, when I was streaming on Wednesday, I did not realize I was not streaming with the Better Than the Wrestling tag. I was definitely streaming to another channel. So we've corrected that, and I will be not wasting 5 hours of my time for no viewers. I will be wasting 5 hours of my time for 2 viewers. So
That's
thank you.
right. So yeah, we're going to be doing some Twitch. There's going to be some YouTube. We talked about that. We might get, that's where we're going to be putting our back in the day replays. iTunes and Stitcher, please rate, review, and subscribe. It's a huge help. It every time someone rates and reviews, it makes a big difference for where we're placed on the list. More people get to hear us. Everyone profits. And then, obviously, the most important or the easiest way to find all of this information is the website, which is betterthantheresdestiny.com. And yes, it's just like Better Than the Destiny, but with an R. Which segues very nicely into what we're going to talk about next week.
I'm actually really excited
I
about
am
next
too.
week. We kind of get to get back to like our bottom bitch next week.
Right?
Get
Where we
back
started.
to like our roots.
We started from the bottom.
So obviously, when this comes out, it being on a Wednesday, we record usually on Mondays. We have a new little treat.
We do.
The Dark Below. Destiny's first expansion is coming out, and I know we're actually looking forward to diving back into the game
Yes.
that started this whole thing, and pushing out hopefully a considerably larger amount of Destiny content for you guys.
I'd love
we're gonna be for sure hitting that next week. What else do we got next?
We're
week?
also going to talk about the reason for the season, which is we all want new shit. I want some new gaming equipment.
Oh God, do I need some new stuff?
We
Yeah.
need so many new things. So we're going to link at the Restinies Amazon wish
Yeah,
list
we're
for
gonna
all.
have the wish list out there. No, we're gonna talk about some cool things that we're looking forward to gaming wise, and just I guess in general, like our personal wish list. Not obviously for our
We're just going to
hundreds
for an
and
entire
hundreds
episode.
of. But no, I don't think I'm alone in saying that I love fucking window shopping on the internet. I think it's
Yes.
the greatest thing ever because I can't be like, it's not like I'm walking outside of the damn Samsonite store in the mall or like walking outside of like Brookstone or something and just like looking at things. You know, I can do it safely from the comfortable confines of my bed, which we're currently situated in right now.
Obviously.
Very comfortable confines, but
He is.
So
He's
we're-
very comfortable.
yeah, we're going to talk about some window shopping and what we're looking forward to. Hopefully, getting Kyle's mom for this Christmas.
Yes.
Throwing that out there.
Anybody that listens buys me Christmas presents, check my Amazon wish list. No. So, and on that topic, tweet us. Send us an email about something that you're hoping to get. We also want you to go ahead and send us some stories of your Christmas past. This is one that I've been harping on for a while because we have a lot of really good stories, and I want to hear yours of a Christmas that was made. You either made the day or it ruined it. It revolved around gaming. We also want further suggestions for back in the day replay. The last episode of this year, we're going to go over some New Year's resolutions that we have. We would love to hear yours. In game, not in game necessarily. It's whatever you want to send us, but we would definitely love to get some of that. And that is the conclusion. That's it. We did it.
Best episode ever.
I think so.
That's what I'm hoping. Every
Yeah.
week it just gets better and better and better.
And I want to go ahead before we sign off, though, make sure you know how to get a hold of us. We've already touched on the Twitter for both of us. But again, on Xbox Live, I am Tazlantic, which is spelled, you were about to ask me. I
I
saw you
was about
leaning.
to ask you, damn it.
Taslantic.
And on Xbox, I am your pal Rabbit.
There it
all
is.
one word, as it's spelled.
So if you need to get a hold of us there, you're absolutely welcome to. I feel good about that episode, and if you've managed to listen to the whole thing, I'm very proud of you.
Where else can they get a hold of us?
Well, they can get us in WoW, I guess, if they want
I
to.
guess.
I'm at Tazlantic again.
Wow, really?
Oh, I
You're
was gonna
just
let you ask me how to
Taslantic
spell it.
across yeah, if you play WoW, we're on Whisperwind. My name is Abajabba, ABBAJABBA. Or if you're on Grindr, you can find me as Harry Hole XXX 42069 No Scope.
So yeah, you can find him in those places. I'm just on WoW. It's Tazlantic. It is on Whisperwind, and we're Alliance. So mock us if you want to. We've played both, so shut up. But that does it. So I'm Kyle,
And I'm Jacob.
and we are better than the
Restiny.
Restiny.
Wait, do that again. God damn it.
Better than
The
Restiny.
Restiny.
Thanks for listening.
Legends in the making, they fight. Kyle and Jacob will lead you tonight. So lay down your arms, there's no chance of victory. You punk ass bitches, they're better than the